Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right. A lot of news again. I'm kind of surprised there's so much news coming out this time of year, but it's just between the transfer portal and recruiting and then all kinds of other rumors running around. There's just a lot going on. So let's get into this. All right. So we got 3 high 4-stars that are planning to visit the Vols. So we'll get into that. We're also going to talk about Halsley being promoted to the offensive coordinator position. We're going to talk about Jalen Wright rumors. Then we're going to have to talk about something that makes me real angry, and that's these national reporters. They're out there talking about our guy Heupel going to Michigan. I didn't even put it on the thumbnail or the little title you're seeing up there because I didn't want to get everybody angry because it gets me angry.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
That's right. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Yeah, there's some national reporter out there trying to spread rumors about Heupel going to Michigan, and we're going to get into that. I'm going to do that at the end because that gets my blood pressure up, and I don't want to do that to the end. All right, folks. So Joey Halsley has been promoted to Tennessee's offensive coordinator, and that is no surprise to us at all. We fully expected that, and he's replacing, obviously, Alex Golish, who took a head coaching position. Of course, Joey's our quarterback's coach, but he has been with Coach Heupel for 15 years. And Heupel says Joey's been instrumental in our record-setting offensive success. He's worked hard, obviously, with both our quarterbacks, which is Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton. So, I mean, he's got a real good record, and he understands this offense really well, and he's going to run it just exactly the way that Heupel wants it because, look, he knows the way he likes it. Heupel said he has complete knowledge of our aggressive offensive identity and principles. He played and coached at this level. He understands how to connect with players and will continue to make significant impact in recruiting. And he helped to recruit Nico as well. So, obviously, this is no shock to anybody. Everybody pretty much expected the quarterback's coach to become offensive coordinator because, he doesn't want to be bringing in outside people into this. He's got a really special offense, and keeping that stuff in-house, he's going to do that as much as he can. And he's super comfortable with this dude. So I think this is a real good move, and we fully expected it. Now let's talk about the 3 4-stars that are planning visits to see the Vols actually this month. We're going to start out with this running back out of Alabama, Kevin Riley. He is ranked 133 in the country. He's planning on visiting the Vols on January the 28th, and he's a little bit under 200 pounds, so not a huge back, but this is the type of back that Heupel likes to have in his offense, a guy that's super quick, elusive, big enough to block, but can really get through the creases quite well. So this will be a guy that's coming in again this month. And I think he's gettable for us because Alabama has offered him, but understand Alabama has so many 5-stars that are ahead of him that are freshmen coming up this class. So if you're 2024 and you're a high 4-star, your odds of getting on the field with Alabama are almost nil. And I would use that heavily in recruiting. I mean, any high 4-star should really get their head examined if they're looking at Alabama because those freshmen coming in that are 5-stars, you're going to have no chance. So I think there's going to be plenty of top 100 guys that, between 50 and 100, 150 that should not even be considering Alabama right now because they are way too loaded. Now, the next guy that's coming in, he'll be coming in January the 14th, is Travaris Banks. He is the number 176 player in the country, a solid 4-star. And he actually was here during the Florida game last year and said the crowd was awesome. He was very impressed. And again, he's coming back this month. And as you know, defensive back is someplace that we have had struggles. Now, granted, we had a real nice class come in this year, but look, we need depth and we need as many quality players as we can get in that defensive backfield for the next year or two until we get that solidified. And this guy would be obviously a nice pickup. And again, he's coming this month. All right, now we're going to talk about a guy that we really need to get. This dude would be a tremendous pickup for us. And this is Josiah Thompson. He is a very high 4-star. He is 6'6", 280 pounds, which is the perfect size for a high school senior when you're looking for an offensive tackle. He's ranked as high as number 43 in the country. So, he's not far from a 5-star. And he's out of South Carolina. And he was here for the Alabama game, and he said the crowd was unbelievable. He was super impressed. Any of these kids that came to any games last year at Neyland Stadium were all just in shock at how incredible our crowd is. And he's going to be here January the 14th. And this would be an outstanding pickup for the Vols. Anytime you get a chance to get a very high 4-star or a 5-star offensive tackle, you do everything you can to get them, because those guys are worth their weight in gold, because everything has to do with the quarterback. The number one most important position is quarterback. Number two, and it's tied for second, is edge rushers and offensive linemen, because both of those two positions affect the quarterback tremendously. Look, we're in an offensive league. We all know it, and certain positions are more valuable than others, and offensive tackle is a huge one. So this would be a great pickup, and I guarantee you Josh Heupel is going to be doing everything he can to get this guy to sign. Now we're going to talk about Jalen Wright. Now, as you know, he was our leading rusher last year and a very good running back. Now, he had put on Twitter in sort of a cryptic way that the transfer portal is probably in his future. He put something along the lines of nothing personal, just business, et cetera. So, he's making it clear, hey, you better come pay attention to me or I might head on out. Now, what I'm hearing, I've already heard it from two folks that watch my channel, and they sent me comments saying they're hearing that the Vols are heavily getting into Wright's head about staying. And it may be very similar to Tyler Barron. Remember, he was in the transfer portal for 1 day last year, and the Vols went running. And I think that's what's happening here. He's not in the transfer portal as of time of reporting. So I think he's just saying, hey, notice me, come talk to me. And I think that's exactly what's happening. Like I said, I've heard that from two individuals. So the rumors are that the Vols are trying hard to get him squared away. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and it does not surprise me any, because, look, he's your leading rusher. You want to keep him if you can. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is this ridiculous, horrible, disgusting rumor of Josh Heupel going to Michigan. And they're talking about, if Jim Harbaugh goes to the pros, because Harbaugh's made it clear he wants to go to the pros. If he gets offered a job, he's going to take it. And they're talking about Heupel to Michigan. And I'm going to try not to cuss in this one.
You don't need to hear things like that. You just a boy. You need to think about good thoughts while you're still a boy.
That's right. You don't need to hear that. And this is from a national reporter who listed Josh Heupel as an option for head coaching job that could soon open. And you folks know how national reporters are when it comes to Tennessee. They're exactly like this. That's right. They're pure evil. And this is Mike Huseman of MikeFarrell.com. He listed Tennessee Vols head coach Josh Heupel as a potential option to replace Jim Harbaugh. Heisman also took a shot at Tennessee in the process. Of course, why not? If you're going to talk about Tennessee, you might as well rip at them. Said Harbaugh is receiving significant interest from NFL teams. And a report from The Athletic on Tuesday suggested that Harbaugh will leave Michigan if he gets an offer from an NFL team. And Harbaugh should have left last year and taken over the Raiders job. As you can tell, the Raiders are already benched Derek Carr, and they're 6-10, I think. And they got the offensive coordinator from the Patriots, who had failed as a head coach before, whereas Harbaugh had gone to a Super Bowl. So I don't really understand what the Raiders were thinking on that deal. But anyway, that's on a totally different subject. And it says, some might scoff at this. I'm one of them. But Heupel will get a call. Will he be Michigan's next head coach? Unlikely, but he'd be foolish not to listen. Only the most faithful and delusional of orange-clad individuals would say Tennessee is a better job than Michigan. The Wolverines' position is better than almost all other jobs in college football. Heupel has done great at UCF and Tennessee, and he will not be short of suitors from the most elite of schools. Here's a picture of him at the Orange Bowl, obviously. He said there are no credible reports connecting Heupel to Michigan, I guess is what that meant to say. And, of course, it talks about his shot at the Vols, about how it's such a better job than Tennessee. Farrell, his boss, also predicted that Tennessee would go 4-8 in Heupel's first season, where he actually won 7 games and went to a bowl game. He probably thought we'd win 6 this year. We won 11, by the way. And I think maybe that guy needs to have some Omaha burgers sent to him like was done with Dabo.
Omaha! Huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's probably going to take some guff over this. And as far as the Vols are concerned, look, University of Tennessee, I've already told you once. Now, I probably told you 5 times. Get over there and sign this guy to an extension. I'm sure they're working on it, but just get it done. I want a 10-year deal. He needs to be one of the better paid coaches in the SEC. That makes perfect sense. He's one of the very best coaches. And get him locked in for a good long time with a big-time buyout. Don't make me come over there. I will turn this car around.
Don't touch!
That's right. Get it done. I'm not going back to any kind of other coaching style. I don't want to see any more Butch Jones. I don't want to see any Jeremy Pruitt or that Dooley cat. I don't want to see him ever again. I'm very happy with Heupel. Just get it done. All right, folks, that's just a quick update on everything that's going on as far as recruiting. And Jalen Wright had to talk about Heupel. I didn't have any choice. And, of course, the promotion of Halsley to offensive coordinator. So a lot of news going out today. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that button right over here on my left. I know a lot of you folks, you watch my videos, but you don't hit that button. And it takes like 1 second. You will not burn a calorie touching that. Just doop, you're done. All right? And there's a video right over here that YouTube thinks you should see. It's been real popular. Check that out. And I hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.